So I'm in a live trade and I thought I would show you how I run a trade and what I'm doing. Just a quick one. Some of them take longer to run than others. So this is Eurocad. Normally you will find that whatever goes up in London comes down in New York, which is why it's called the New York reversal. But what we've had here on the euros, remember there's a lot of politics going on with the US, UK and Europe, the Irish agreement, the US president-elect not liking what is happening with Brexit, and we've got COVID and vaccinations. We've got Bank of England Governor, red flag news, spoke this morning, is speaking again very shortly, so I'm going to be out this trade in a minute because the euro and the GBPs usually move in opposite directions. So steady climb up. I have noticed that this time of year things are moving later. Here's the climb down. And if I just, I'm in a risk-free trade now. I've got a stop profit in at 1 pip because I had my alarm go off here. So whenever you get into a trade, think about how you're going to get out of a trade. So here's the climb up. This is the hourly candle round about here. We've got a pitchfork, which is an aggressive trend line, and this is a mathematically based line of support and resistance. So price has done a break and a retest, not quite back to it, but I could see that the 62 was curling down, which is a rolling line of support and resistance. And I've had the pitchfork touch, I've had a break and a retest, and this was the hourly candle here, that push up. So I got in here for a trade at this price here, 907, and I'm at 477. So I'm about 15 pips. So this is what we're doing with it at the moment. Just move that out the way slightly. And so our target on this strategy is 20 pips a day, or 20 pips a trade, or 25 pips a day. So you can see it flows like a river and nicely on its way down. But we have got, if we look at our Forex factory, 5:45 Paris time. So in half an hour, 25 minutes, we've got Euro president speaking. Plus the Bank of England speaking. This might affect, obviously Brexit talks are affecting this, and we have Bank of England this morning, and then tomorrow US and US news, nothing tomorrow, so US news later. So I don't want to be in this trade much longer. We'll see how we get on. I'll take that alarm off now, because now I have to make a decision. Whenever you get into a trade, you want to say to yourself, and I'm worried about that Lagarde speaking as well. So I think I'm actually going to get out this trade now. And let me just come out of here. Let me minimize screen. Although I have got a little doji candle happening there. Let me look at my trade. So I've done 10 pips. I'm going to press the close button because of that news. It may well continue down, but I'm only half an hour. Let me start sharing screen again for you to show you where I am with things. So here is the trade again. So it may well continue down, but I've done 1-to-1 on this one. Now to compound this account, you want to, on this strategy, you want to always be doing 2-to-1. It's all worked out for you. We just I don't have to work out any maths. I've got a 10 pip stop loss to a 20 pip gain. I can see it is still running down, but I'm only half an hour away from the news. So I could well have done the 20 pips there. But I've done 1-to-1, because if you're always doing 1-to-1, you're not compounding. But that's good enough for a trade quite late in the day, and not normally working on trades this late. So I'm just going to start to shut things down. I like to do London session in the morning, but I did do the 10 pips there, and that's fine, given that I'm only 20 minutes away from Euro president speaking and the Bank of England. So that's all COVID, vaccines, Brexit and everything else. but it does look like it is going to run down to that 20 pips. But, you know, equally, it could reverse back up and I could lose another 5 pips, then back up to 5, and then I'd only be at 1 to 1. Now, normally what we say is, whilst price, if you're in a sell, if you're to the left-hand side of that orange line, which is pushing it down like a ceiling, then there's no reason to get out the trade. But you can see it's leveling off slightly. We are in the winter season. So 10 pips is fine for me. I'll post that result in the group and also this little video to show you how I run a trade.